Removing skirting can seem like a daunting task, but it's easier than you might think. In this guide, we'll walk you through the best way to remove skirting with minimal damage to both the board and the surrounding walls. We'll also show you how to prepare your skirting for reinstallation if you plan to reuse it. To do this, here's a list of tools that you'll need. So, let's get removing our skirting. A good place to begin is usually by the doorway, where the skirting meets the architrave. This is typically a butt join against the architrave, while the other end of the board will either be scribed into the internal corner or mitered to an external corner. A scribed internal corner, also known as a coped join, is a carpentry technique used to neatly join two lengths of skirting board at a 90-degree internal corner, whereas an external miter join is formed by joining two skirting boards that are typically cut at 45 degrees to create a clean 90-degree external corner. To check if an internal corner is a scribed section, take something flat like a spatula and gently push it into the corner. You're looking to see which skirting board runs into the corner and which one sits on top of the adjoining skirting. The piece sitting on top of the scribed board is the section you want to remove first, as it won't be held back by the adjoining skirting. Once you've identified the best starting point, you're ready to begin removing the skirting. First, you need to break the bond between the skirting and the wall and architrave. Take a standing knife and run it carefully along the top edge of the skirting where it meets the wall. Then do the same where the skirting butts up against the architrave. This helps the skirting pull away more easily and reduces the risk of damaging the plaster and the architrave. Next, identify how the skirting has been fixed to the wall. Look along the skirting for small patches of filler. These often indicate screw heads. Your skirting may have been installed with pins, screws, adhesive, or a combination. If you're unsure whether there's a fixing in a certain area, lightly sand the surface where you suspect a fixing might be to expose any filler. If you find screw fixings, simply use a screwdriver to drill gently into the centre of the filler until you hit the screw head. Once you've located it, remove the screw. Removing screws first will make it much easier to take the skirting off without excessive force. If you're not planning to reuse the skirting, you can make the job even easier. Simply use a multi-tool to cut the skirting into small manageable sections. Shorter lengths reduce the tension on the wall and helps prevent damage to the plaster above. Now let's start to look at how to pull the skirting away from the wall. Starting at one end of your skirting, position a chisel along the top edge of the board. Gently tap the chisel with a hammer until it sits behind the skirting. Then pull the chisel towards you, away from the wall, to start prising the board off. Once the skirting has begun to come away from the wall, switch to a crowbar to remove the rest of the board. Work in small increments so the board comes away gradually, reducing the amount of force on the skirting and the wall. Work along the board in sections until you reach the end. If you're not planning to reuse your skirting, you can go straight in with a crowbar instead of using the chisel first, as the chisel is mainly used to start the removal process with minimal damage. An extra little tip is to place a wide spatula between the crowbar and the wall. This spreads the pressure and helps protect the plaster from damage. Once you've reached the end of the board, next position the crowbar under the bottom edge of the skirting and lever upwards to separate it fully from the wall. Continue this process around the room until all the skirting boards have been removed. And finally, if you're planning to refit your skirting, you'll now need to prep each board. Using a pair of pliers, pull out any remaining pins or nails from the back of the skirting. Always pull from the back of the board, pulling from the front can damage the visible face. Once all the fixings are removed, use a scraper to remove any leftover adhesive from the back of the board. When the back is clean and free from fixings, your skirting boards are ready to be reinstalled. And that's everything you need to know about how to remove skirting boards safely and prepare them for reuse. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing to our channel and pressing the bell icon so you don't miss any of our latest videos. We hope this video helps, and we'll see you in the next one.